First of all, I just want to say thank you. There's so many hardworking and innovative Americans out there, well deserving of recognition. That it's an honor to be up here with all the panelists. When I came home, I studied computer science engineering, and I said I want to become a farmer. My dad turned to me and said, "Why don't you get a real job?" and I have no family lineage in farming whatsoever, no education, nothing at all. And I don't think it gets any more real than what I've been doing. I discovered that I always liked technology, engineering, mathematics, the science. And one day I discovered that agriculture has all of these components, and that in fact that the youth today isn't really aware that all of these components are highly applicable to agriculture. And I think that if they knew that, so many more would be interested to get into it. Agriculture is actually really cool, in my opinion, because of that. I mean, there's so many things we could bring in: computer science, robotics, automation, engineering, chemistry, biology. All those things are really awesome. So the flavor that I try to bring to what I do is to bring kind of a more systematic approach to producing food. So I have an urban farm. I grow between a house on the left and a house on the right. I'll have about 5 acres by the end of the summer under controlled environment greenhouse structures. I grow hydroponically, so without soil, organically certified, and we'll be producing about 500,000 heads of spinach, lettuce, and kale per month, year-round, with no interruption. And that's because of the technology that we employ. We use less water and inputs. So it's really kind of an innovative look at the way we do things. And it's that innovation, creativity, and energy that I look to try to inspire in youth. I give presentations to elementary schools. For example, a couple months ago, I went up in front of about 300 kids, and I was wearing these big old overalls and a straw hat. And as I'm giving the presentation, I start getting undressed. And you could hear, "Oh, he's getting naked." And I'm taking off the straps and the hat, and then underneath I'm wearing a suit. And I just wanted to show them that what you think a farmer is and does is not necessarily that stereotypical, person. And that there's so many opportunities, and that if you could apply creativity from diverse fields, we could bring this kind of youth and new solutions to some of the challenges that we face in unique ways.
Peter, taking on that sort of dual role there of the traditional farmer, but also the businessman, you mentioned producing 500,000 units. How are you then connecting that with market? What has been the steps that you've had to go through to figure out, okay, we can grow this hydroponically, we can do it year-round, now we have to find a place to actually get that to the consumer. How is that going, and what has been your experience there?
Well, starting from the ground up with no experience, it was very tough. My first order was for a couple cases of lettuce, and I was so excited, and I went back, and then I said, well, what's a case? So, it really was the ground up approach, where I went out and knocked on doors and said, this is what I do, this is who I am. And at first, you lack that credibility because you don't have the track record, but you slowly build it up. And over time, we've been able to get into the big box stores and kind of really approach it from a very systematic point of view. And I think it really is just perseverance and just unrelenting hard work, which I think farmers are very used to.